My aunt grabbed my arm so hard, it left a mark. Why is your mother walking down the aisle? I turned around, and my stomach dropped. What do you mean walking down the aisle? She's walking down the aisle, right now, in a wedding dress. I shoved past 3 rows of guests and looked toward the back of the church. There she was, standing at the entrance in a floor-length white gown with a cathedral train pooling behind her, holding a bouquet of white roses she must have brought herself. The organist had stopped playing because nobody told him this was coming. 200 people turned around thinking the bride had arrived early. It wasn't the bride, it was my mother, waiting for someone to walk her down the aisle. I sprinted to the bridal suite so fast I nearly twisted my ankle. Colette, don't come out. My brother's fiancé looked up from the mirror, veil half pinned. What happened? My mother is standing at the back of the church in a wedding dress holding a bouquet. Colette didn't blink. She set down her lipstick very slowly and said, "Which dress?" That question told me everything about what this woman had survived for 5 years. My mother never believed any woman was good enough for my brother Theo. But with Colette, it became something darker. Colette grew up poor, worked 2 jobs through nursing school, and built herself up from nothing. My mother couldn't stand it because she couldn't control someone who'd already survived worse than her. She told Theo's friends that Colette was only after his money. She showed up to Colette's nursing graduation and introduced herself to every person there as the one paying for all of this, which was a lie. When they got engaged, she called Colette's estranged father and invited him to the engagement dinner without telling anyone. Colette had to sit across from the man she hadn't spoken to in 9 years, while my mother smiled and said, "I just thought family should be together." Theo nearly called off the wedding 3 times, not because of Colette, but because my mother made every step of planning feel like a hostage negotiation. She demanded final say on the guest list, the venue, the menu, even Colette's dress. When they said no, she told the entire family she wasn't invited to her own son's wedding. She was. 2 weeks before the wedding, she seemed to finally accept it. She hugged Colette at the rehearsal dinner, gave a toast about welcoming her into the family. Colette cried. Theo looked at me across the table and mouthed, "Finally, we were fools." I ran back to the church, and there she was, still at the top of the aisle, bouquet raised, smiling at guests like she was expecting applause. My uncle tried to guide her to her seat, and she pulled her arm away. "I'm the mother of the groom. I deserve to walk the aisle, too." That's when something clicked off inside me. I found the wedding coordinator. "The mother of the groom is in a wedding dress, trying to walk the aisle. I need you to move the ceremony." "Move it where?" "The garden, the courtyard we passed on the way in. String lights, stone path, hedges, set up chairs, move the arch, pull the flowers." That's not every guest in that church just saw his mother try to become the bride. If we stay in there, every photo, every memory will include that moment. We move outside. It's a brand new wedding. She grabbed her walkie-talkie. It took 22 minutes. The team moved the arch, the flowers, and the chairs to the courtyard while I went back inside and made an announcement. "Everyone, there's been a beautiful last-minute change. Theo and Colette will be exchanging vows in the garden. Please follow me outside." Guests started moving. My mother didn't. She stood at the aisle in her white dress, watching 200 people file past her and walk outside, leaving her alone in an empty church. She tried to follow. I was waiting at the garden entrance. "Mom, you're not walking into Colette's wedding in that dress. You can't stop me." "I'm not stopping you, but every single person here just watched what you did. If you walk in there dressed like that, you won't be the victim. You'll be the joke." She stood there for a full minute, then she went to her car. Colette walked down a stone path lined with string lights as the sun went down. Theo couldn't stop crying. The photos were stunning. No church, no memory of my mother's stunt. Just ivy and golden light and 2 people who earned this moment. My mother came back 40 minutes later in a black dress. Of course she did. At the reception, Colette pulled me aside. "I heard what you did. I just moved some chairs." She shook her head. "You moved the whole wedding so I wouldn't have to share my aisle with her." My mother has told everyone the outdoor ceremony was her idea. She tried to hijack the aisle, and now she can't even claim she was there for the moment that mattered.